Alright everybody, this is Sean at Photo Solutions, and today we've all learned the fate of Colorado Timberline with them shutting their doors for good, leaving us with the question of where do we go for full sublimated shirts. Obviously this is a fluid situation, and everyone that has orders outstanding or are looking for another place, I'm sure there's going to be multiple places coming out in the next couple of days or weeks. But if you are looking for something immediate, I have contacted Ramco. They are out of North Carolina, so please keep that in mind if you're watching this video prior to, during, or somewhat after the hurricane goes through. But their normal turnaround time is around 5 to 7 business days for these, so that's pretty good. They're also much cheaper than what Colorado was at $14.99 a shirt, so it's a less expensive option, and they can do the full sublimation front and back. It is a full polyester shirt, so it's going to be very similar to what you saw at Colorado. However, just like anything else, your shirt may be different in, I'm not going to say quality, but the fabric may feel different than what Colorado was. So if you're going to compare them straight up, they will probably be a little different. I have just ordered my first sample myself, but as I know, a lot of people are in this situation where you are really behind the eight ball and need to get at least something for your customers. Obviously, you will notice the difference between the shirts. Your customers probably won't. But this is, like I said, the option for the immediate. So, like I mentioned before, every company is different, which also means that templates are different. So all of the templates that I created prior to now were built for Colorado Timberline. So if you do have those templates and you built them, or you built your own templates off of the Colorado designs, there is a simple process to convert them over to the Ramco. On this page, I am also going to post the front and back guides for their template for the full sublimation tee on their website, wholesale.ramcolifestyles.com. It would be under the apparel, and it's the pre-made tee. That is what you're going to be using. So here are the process steps of changing a template over to the Ramco guides. So first we're going to start, and we're going to talk a little bit about the guides. When you bring these in to Photoshop, the first thing you need to make sure of is that you have your settings correct. Their settings for their template is 48 inches by 48 inches at 150 dpi. That is a little bit different than the Colorado template in the sense of that it is a square rather than a little bit of a rectangle. So, and also their DPI is a little bit higher. So if you have a design, I suggest you convert your template before you put in your image, because we will be upping the DPI by 50. That's not a big jump in DPI, but just to be safe, that's what I would suggest doing is adjusting your template first, then bringing in your image. So first thing we have is, this is a Colorado template, and I'll bring in the guide just so you can see it. So this is what the Colorado template was prior to that happening, and then when we bring in the front guide for Ramco, you will see that it is more of a square. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the guides from Colorado, and now we see our Ramco on there, and you'll see that not really anything changed in the sense of where things are lined up. Now you will see a little bit difference when we go to the back side, but the front side is pretty close to being the same. All we need to do at this point is crop this down so that it fits correctly. So while we're on our front guides layer, go ahead and grab your magic wand tool. Make sure that you have contiguous on checked on, and just click on the outside, hold down shift, click on the other outside, and now we've selected those two sides. At this point, invert your selection. On a PC, that's Control Shift I. And then at this point, now we have selected the inside here. So now if we come up to our crop tool, it will select that area that we have selected to crop. Go ahead and apply that crop. Sorry, I didn't click that. Go ahead and apply that crop. And now you have the template fitting that square. And then you can move things around if you need to. So one thing I didn't mention before was that, again, I said the Colorado templates were not 150, they were 100. So make sure before you drag that template in that you change this to 150. You don't need to change the width and the height. Don't do that. Just shift the 100, which is what it would be, or whatever is here, make it 150. Do not change the width and the height. If you change the width and the height to the 48 by 48, you're going to get a whole skewed, weird looking thing. So leave the 49 and 43, change it to 150 DPI, and then again, we'll bring in our back guides this time. Drop it in. Grab our selection tool. Select the two sides. Invert our selection. Oops. Invert our selection. Crop to that selection. And we should now see that our width and height are close. Okay? Now, because we were cropping a smaller version, now what we need to do is actually change this to 48 and 48. So we'll turn off our constrained proportions, change this to 48 by 48, and hit OK. Now, the one big reason why we're doing this before we bring in any of our stuff is because we may see a little bit of skewed if these numbers aren't exactly the same. So your end result, after all of this is said and done, needs to be 48 by 48 with this safe zone. And you will be good. Now again, before you submit this, always turn off these guides before you save these as JPEGs. But again, remember, 48 by 48 at 150 DPI. Once you've set up your canvas that way, now you can bring in your player, drop them in, and use the Ramco guides to make sure that you have everything inside your safe zones. So that is our current solution right now to the issue of finding somewhere to print your shirts. So hopefully this helps you out, guys. Like I said, I will be converting all of the templates over to this, but that may be a little while before those are all completed. So if you need something immediate, this is how you change it. And again, there's multiple ways to recrop this. Multiple ways that you can do this, but this is just the way that I found to be the simplest and quickest. And without really any loss of anything. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks again, and as soon as we find out any more information, I will let you know. But again, we're all in this together, so we will make it work. Also, on a side note, if you are looking for blankets The Ramco also does the Velveteen 50 by 60 and also the Fleece 50 by 60 blankets. I believe they may be a little bit more expensive than Colorado, but like I said, you may need to make those adjustments. We're all making adjustments right now. The whole industry is. If you were using Colorado here and there or using them heavily, we are all trying to find out solutions, and I promise you that I will do my best to bring those solutions to you. But right now, the first and foremost is the shirts with Ramco, and also they can do the blankets as well. At this point, I have not found a solution for pennants. So if you are looking for a solution for pennants, then that's still out there. But I am working on that, and we hopefully will get a solution soon for all of this. So thank you guys, and have a great rest of your week, and good luck. Godspeed.